MIT roommates and friends, Abu Bakr. Let's give him a big round of applause, everyone. There are no real actors on the table.
Is anyone recording? Someone should record.
Alright. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Abu Bakr Abid, and I have been Atif's roommate for 8 years now. I have been waiting a long time to give this speech. When I first met Atif, we were both freshmen at MIT. Back then, Atif was a young, obnoxious man with a scraggly beard, patchy facial hair, and he would go around telling everybody that he was going to make $1 billion by the time he was 30, because $1 billion is the new million. He would have his spreadsheets that he would show everybody, breaking down all of his revenue streams. So if you know Atif, basically nothing has changed. But when I first met Atif, Atif had gotten a room in the most popular dorm at MIT. And it was a lottery system, and it turns out that I was on the other side of campus. When Atif heard about that, he wrote a letter to the MIT administration saying that it was vitally important that all of the Muslim guys stay in the same dorm for, quote, religious reasons. The very next semester, I ended up becoming roommates with Atif, and we've roomed ever since. So on one level, I am grateful to Atif, but on every other level, I have mixed emotions. As much as you've heard about Atif's family, his parents, about how nice he is, angelic, smart, the real truth is that Atif has not lived with them for the last 8 years. Real. I'll tell you the real deal. Atif, well, okay, I know all of the embarrassing stories about Atif, about how he would wake up, or actually no, be asleep in the middle of the night and start sleep talking. I have all of those raw recordings if you need them. But actually, when I was writing this, I realized that I couldn't share embarrassing stories about Atif without any reason here. So I searched hard for a reason. And then I found it. I had to prepare the beautiful bride here, Ifra Dada, for a life living with Atif Javid. And so I take that duty very seriously. And so, here I present my list of tips for Ifra. Brace yourself here, Atif. Okay, tip number 1. Beware of gifts. Okay? When Atif gives you a gift, you have to be very, very careful. From the moment that he gives you that gift, the clock has started ticking. You can start counting the days until he takes that gift back. He once gave me a gift. It was a beautiful foam prayer rug that he got from Turkey. After a while, I noticed that it was missing. The prayer rug was missing from my area. And so I asked him about it. And he told me, you weren't using it enough. I had to take it back. What kind of Muslim are you? That's what he told me. And I'm pretty sure he ended up giving that prayer rug to his mom. He re-gifted his own gift.
Yo. Hold up, man. Abu Bakr, what do you know about Atif? Huh? You said the little nice tips, but I've known this man 3-4 months before we started MIT. I think we're nearing 9 years now. And you missed on the real critical day-to-day operational tips. The operation manual of Atif. That's the important stuff. So my tip number 1, invest in industrial grade noise cancelling headphones. This man is a loud chewer. Don't get me wrong, we all indulge in the occasional, loud chewing of a Doritos bag. But this guy would be eating a bowl of oatmeal. Somehow, you're just watching National Geographic. Observe Atif Javed in his natural habitat, devouring this bowl of oatmeal, making these loud noises to deter the animals of the kingdom from coming close to his food. You know, this is the oatmeal. We're not even getting to the noodles, the slurping, and the cereal. Oh my God, get the cereal away from him. You will not be able to walk in the house. May Allah be with you. No cereal for breakfast. Tip number 2. Atif is a warm man. He's not warm in the emotional sense. He's more of like straight up layered up warmth. He doesn't like to be cold. It's what he does all the time, running around the house. Who turned on the AC? Who opened up the window? I'm very cold. This man owns a electric heated blanket, a electric heated jacket. Atif owns a heated toilet seat. One morning, true story. One morning, Atif wakes up, starts with his daily groaning, noise-making routine in the morning, then goes around complaining about how cold the house is, right? He goes on, puts on that jacket, puts on the heated blanket, walks around. Yo, Aziz, my feet are frozen. It's so cold on the floor. I'm like, yo, bro, put some socks on. He's like, I don't have my socks. It doesn't work. I wish I had heated socks. He looks at me, he's like, Aziz, being obviously the MIT engineer he is, this is what your money paid for. He goes, I have an idea. He takes off his socks, runs to the kitchen, puts the socks in the microwave. With some material engineering, I'm sorry uncle, this is the MIT education. The material engineering magic he has, sprinkles a little bit of water on it. You can ask him about the science of that later. Shuts the thing, starts the microwave. 10 seconds later, 10 seconds, we have a sock on fire situation in our kitchen. No kidding, there's fire. Now that's not the best part. This story is not done. He opens the microwave, puts the sock off, takes it, where's the first one? The second one, oh, this is real warm. He looks at me, see Aziz, I told you, that was a good idea.
Hold up. You guys are making fun of Atif without me? Listen, I'm gonna get through a lot of content in a very short period of time, so you guys are gonna have to keep up. Tip number 1, Ikra, please, do not, under any circumstances, for the love of humanity, take Atif to the movies. Atif is so loud in a theater. You feel like at some point the characters inside the movie are gonna turn around and be like, hey, can you keep it down? Do you mind? And it's not that he has to comment on everything, but he doesn't add anything new. Like when someone makes a joke, Atif will laugh, then he'll look at you and he'll say, that's funny. Isn't that funny? That was funny. Yeah, Aziz, that was funny, right? That was funny. and that's not even the worst thing. The worst thing is when you sit with Atif on your left and then some random person, like, a classic moviegoer, on your right. You get heat from both sides. You get heat from Atif, and then you get heat from the guy who associates you with them, right? And so every time I take him to the movies, the first thing I do, I look at the guy next to me and I say, I don't know who brought this guy. Who did he come with? This is so disrespectful, man. This is so mean. And then Atif will say, what are you guys talking about? What's he mad about? We paid for our ticket. Tell him, do you want to talk? Atif, he doesn't want to talk during the movie. He doesn't want to talk during the movie. Oh man, you guys suffered with Atif. You are his friends. You suffered with Atif. But at least he treated you as equals. Atif was my mentor. I was his mentee. Any of Atif's mentees in the crowd? I'm gonna speak for all of you. Just give me a chance. Atif was my mentor. And you know what a mentor is, right? They take care of you. They take care of for all of your success till the end of your life. And they keep punishing you and are always disappointing you. You know how people will often complain that their parents are too harsh on them? That they, put too much pressure on them and so forth? I used to complain to my parents about Atif. I would call my dad and I would say, Dad, I failed the midterm. Dad, we failed, Dad. And my dad would say, how are we going to tell Atif? And it's not like I had a choice in the say. It's not like I had a say in the matter. Atif basically forced himself as my mentor, right? And I still remember the first piece of advice he's ever given me. I've said the story a lot. The first piece of advice Atif has ever given me as a mentor. I was in orientation. I was going up to some Europe seminar or something. And Atif was speed walking up the stairs, right? I later found out that's just how he walks. But he was speed walking to me. And then he looked at me and he said, Ali, if you walk this slow, you're never going to make it anywhere in life. And I've heard this man's advice on almost everything, and let me tell you this. It always ends with, you're never going to make it anywhere in life. I have just one more, and this is not so much a tip as an embarrassing story that I just have to say. I've had this as a secret for so long, but this is one of the funniest stories I've ever heard. Atif, you know what's coming. Atif was, going to sleep. He was doing his classic routine, slurping some noodles. He was going to sleep, and he opens his phone, and he starts checking out the, social media apps, what's up. He opens Muzmatch, right? He sends some messages here and there. He does his classic intro. Hi, my name is Atif. I went to MIT. You gotta start from the top, right? I like soccer. I grew up in Virginia. I love J. Cole. Blah, 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 right? He sends this message, shoots it. Then he prays that shit, he goes to sleep. Now the next morning he wakes up, and he's really tired. He's waking up for Fajr, and he opens his phone. He sees he has a message on Muzmatch, right? So he reads this message from a girl, and the message reads, "Hi, I went to MIT. I like soccer, and I love J. Cole." And he can't believe it, right? So he starts fiercely typing it. He's like, "Oh my God, I went to MIT too. What are the odds? I love J. Cole too. What's your favorite album?" He clicks his send, and here's the disaster. The chat bubble appears on the same side as the first message. He responds to himself. And this poor girl on the other side is reading a message from this stranger who's saying, "I love J. Cole." He's like, "Oh my God, what are the odds?" So Ikra, I don't know if any of that game worked on you, but I hope there was more. But honestly, guys, we've been really rough on him. We've been very harsh on him. So maybe we should have a round of praise for Atif.
I have nothing further to add.
Sorry, no comments. No further comments.